Ayun, good afternoon again to our partners, to our dear
Good afternoon.
partners. I hope everyone is safe and sound wherever you are, from the comforts of your home or in the offices. So, my topic for this afternoon is how to enhance the collaboration experience in this new normal using Huawei's IdeaHub solution. Okay, so to start things off, I believe quite a number of vendors and other speakers have already talked about a sort of an iteration of this message. But to emphasize it even more, so I just want to say that, of course, as we all know, COVID-19 is a once in a lifetime pandemic and a grave catastrophic event. And it has greatly impacted how we live our daily lives, and the socio-economic impacts on the communities and the countries is actually it's truly a tragedy. And in this slide that I have obtained from World Health Organization, you can see the current statistics that we have right now in the country. Now, so since January 3rd up until this week, June 10th, there have been a total of almost over 1 million confirmed cases for COVID-19 and 22,000 confirmed deaths. And actually, this year, the volume of the cases have been rapidly increasing, albeit there's the release of the vaccines already. So I hope further down the line, as the vaccines have been successfully administered nationwide, the number will dip down. Okay, so uh, it is actually no secret that ICT and technology as a whole plays a large role in combating the pandemic and adapting the workforce and the whole community into this new lifestyle or this new way of living. And we can actually look at it in these four key areas and how ICT helps to combat the pandemic. So first is in the discovery stage or in the discovery aspect. So technologies can actually help find potential carriers and suspected infections before it actually happens, or in some sort of way, we can help with the contact tracing. So I know that several developers, several partners have partnered with LGUs to create their own program for contact tracing and others. There's also the detection. Technologies can also help, of course, to carefully detect or help with the detection of, let's say, high fever using temperature checks, using thermal detection equipment. Huawei actually has its own solution for thermal camera measurement, and we can also improve that by using intrusion detection, or rather crowd gathering detection, so that we can enhance the social distancing. There's also the isolation. So of course, we need to isolate, or you need to promote social distancing or to promote social distancing. So that's why we need to implement remote work arrangements or hybrid work arrangements, not only in the corporate scenario, but also some industries as well, like the healthcare industry, the educational sectors. So that's why we need to implement telehealth, remote working, and e-learning. And then the last area is the treatment. So actually, Huawei Cloud, or one of our business groups, assisted or rather developed an AI-assisted diagnosis for and medical expert collaboration. And we actually help some of the LGUs here in the Philippines to implement this kind of technology. Okay, so these are the four key areas that technologies can tap into, and actually Huawei have made footprints on these four key areas already. But in this particular session, I want to focus on the isolations area, or how we can isolate, how we can promote social distancing, and how can we still continue into this new work arrangement and this new lifestyle will still be able to be will still becoming productive and efficient in our day-to-day lifestyle. Okay, so I want to introduce Huawei's IdeaHub solution. So this is Huawei's solution for the new normal. So IdeaHub is a series of products that incorporates major capabilities that you can typically see in traditional meeting rooms. So In a nutshell, it incorporates 5 major capabilities such as whiteboard, knowledge, office, conferencing, and projection. It is also an open platform, meaning that we can we have an open API and an open SDK that we can share to third-party platforms and third-party software to collect some information from us, let's say from monitoring or management, and we can also seamlessly interact and support meeting software such as Zoom and others. We also can replace legacy meeting peripherals, like of course the projectors that you see in the meeting room, speakers, microphone, um, uh, all of these different BYOD peripherals that is quite cluttered to look at. We just combine them into this all-in-one product, which we call as IdeaHub. Okay, so some meeting or some setups that we can suggest for IdeaHub is first, of course, is the meeting room. You can see that if we use IdeaHub in a meeting room, the setup would be, well, to put it simply, it will be much more minimal. No more cluttered cables to set up the projector, to set up the whiteboard, to set the mic and the speakers, because all of them are already integrated into this single panel. And what you basically need to do is to just bring your own laptop to the meeting room and then share your content wirelessly to the IdeaHub. Very easy to conduct the local meeting. Another use case is for open offices. So we also have the option for the rolling stand model for different sizes, 65 inches panel and 86 inches panel. So you can basically bring this around your office if you have like an open office arrangement or open office space, maybe in the lobby or some open areas in the office. So you can bring this one and conduct a collaboration meeting with your teammates. There's also the executive boardroom. So this is also one of our use cases that we have deployed in the Philippines. So of course, some CXO rooms and some executive rooms, they need to have their premium technology for video conferencing and for meetings. So it's also a good setup to implement IdeaHubs on the executive boardrooms and executive rooms. Another is training rooms, of course. So we can use IdeaHub to conduct trainings in the training room environment. Classrooms as well. So we can actually use this one to have a digital classroom setup or even integrate with e-learning software so that we can enable or we can use the embedded features of IdeaHub for remote learning setups. Smart finances, you can see here, maybe we can flash some bulletin announcements, some new promos in the banks to the retailers or to the customers. Okay, and then healthcare industry. Okay, so not only in this kind of case, like maybe set up the IdeaHub in this kind of manner, but also we can also use IdeaHub in teleconsulting, remote consulting, and like medical expert collaboration. Okay, so I want to sum up IdeaHub's key highlights into these 3 major areas. So first is superb interactive whiteboard. So the whiteboard technology of IdeaHub is actually leading in the industry in terms of the hardware components, in terms of the specifications and the features that it can provide. So the 3 core technologies or 3 core techniques to optimize the projection experience of IdeaHub are this. So we support 60 FPS at all times if you want to project your content to the IdeaHub panel wirelessly. And we also have multiple ways to share the content to the IdeaHub. So no need for unnecessary cables like HDMI or VGA or whatever. There is multiple ways to share the content wirelessly to the panel so that you don't need to hassle. You don't need the unnecessary hassle. And we also have the 4K H.265 technology, which is of course the current industry standard. We use this one to save the bandwidth of the customer when we are projecting the content. And then the ultra low cursor latency to provide in a more accurate mouse pointing and generally smoother experience for our customers. Okay, so I've mentioned the multiple ways to share your content wirelessly. So these are some of it. So first, you can use NFC. So if you have your PowerPoint presentations or whatever content you want to share in the meeting in your smartphone device, so you just need to enable the NFC from your smartphone, tap the NFC reader at the bottom left panel of the IdeaHub, and essentially you can just cast your content to the IdeaHub. It's very easy. And then the second way is IdeaShare app. So the IdeaShare app is a downloadable application that you can download from your different gadgets, like a laptop or mobile device. So it's compatible right now with Windows, Android, iOS, and Mac systems. And third one is IdeaShare Key. So IdeaShare Key is a USB device, USB dongle, kind of like a USB dongle that you can plug into your laptop or to your computers. And with just a click of the button, so you can see this circle button in the middle of the device. So just click that one. Everything on your screen will be shared immediately to the IdeaHub that it was paired with. So these are some of the multiple ways to share your content wirelessly. No need for unnecessary cables. I also want to highlight the quality of the panel itself. I hope that it translates well, even if we're just having this one in a video conferencing meeting. But you can see here the difference in color quality of the IdeaHub panel of IdeaHub Pro, which is one of the highest model of IdeaHub, compared with the high-end conferencing panel from our competitors. So you can see here that on the right side, the colors are actually quite saturated. It looks a bit dark. Granted, yung pinapakitang video is a nighttime scenario, but with Huawei, the pictures are still very clear. And then, again, in terms of writing latency, Huawei IdeaHub is the lowest in the industry right now. And when you're writing on the whiteboard, it seems like you're just writing on a piece of paper. So Huawei IdeaHub series, all of our product line in IdeaHub can have apps as low as 35 millisecond latency. So that's actually very low. Of course, there's still some latency that's going to happen because you are digitizing your handwriting. So there's still some gap between the analog and the digital translation of the data. But you can see here the comparison between some of our competitors. Our competitors can have 45 millisecond or even up to 50 millisecond from the same model range or from the same price range as IdeaHub. And to show it much more clearly, the comparison between IdeaHub and our competitors, this is a demo that I want to show. So both users are going to start writing at the same point at the same time, and both of them are also going to end up at the same point at the same time in this particular line. So what will happen here, as I play the video, you can see that actually the latency is showing already. You can see here that the user of IdeaHub, once he started writing, the writing trail is still very near the digital pen or the pen that he's using for the whiteboard. Whereas the competitor, you can see here, sobrang layo na. So the writing trail is already far away from the user. That's because of the latency. Okay, so that's because of the 15 millisecond gap between Huawei's writing latency and the competitor's writing latency. And we also support this intelligent handwriting recognition for text-based recognition, graphic recognition, and flowchart drawing. So if you want to write something on the whiteboard, like a text or some drawings that you want, or some flowcharts, so even if you're not much of an artist, you can still draw with confidence, or you can still write with confidence, and you can essentially, the meeting participants will be much more engaged because they can see clearly what you're trying to show them, what you're trying to draw, what you're trying to indicate in the diagram. Okay, so this is just showing a Mandarin in the example, but of course we support English text and alphanumeric text as well. Okay. So for this one, that's the first part of the highlight of IdeaHub, which is the superb interactive whiteboard. So to sum up what I've basically discussed, let me just show you this use case, or like use case video. Okay, so let me know if there's no video. There's no audio. Okay, so that's the first part. So for the second highlight of IdeaHub, I want to emphasize on the video conferencing aspect and the video conferencing features that IdeaHub can provide. Okay, so we have native support for different feature set. So first is native support for third-party meeting software like Zoom, Google Meet, and others. We also have a built-in meeting service and hardware codec to enhance the overall meeting experience. So we can also provide multi-device collaboration. You can use your phones, your tablets, your laptops, your PCs to interact and to have the meeting. Just like what you are doing right now, we are using different kinds of devices to have this event. So we can also support that with IdeaHub. And high network adaptability. So we have an extremely low percentage of packet loss for both video and audio. So for video, we can assure that we can save some network bandwidth by ensuring 30% packet loss concealment for videos and 80% packet loss concealment for audio. And we can also provide cross-enterprise communication, one click to send invitation. Like if you want to send a meeting invite, so we can do that as well using the IdeaHub dashboard, and to interconnect with on-premise video conferencing. So if you also have your own legacy video conferencing platforms, like if you have the endpoint, you have your MCUs and other platforms, so we can also integrate that with IdeaHub via a different number of ways. And I've mentioned this a while ago that our goal with IdeaHub is basically to reduce the clutter in the meeting space. So we want to streamline the meeting room to make it much more digitized, so to speak. So you can see here that in an integrated meeting room, or in other sense, the traditional meeting room, there's external devices. There's BYOD, or different devices and peripherals for different functions, like the whiteboard, like the speaker, microphone, projector, etc. It's very hard to manage and complex to manage. Whereas with IdeaHub, everything is integrated already in a single device. So it's an all-in-one collaboration board. Can support 4K camera, 12 linear microphone array, OPS-free hardware codec is built in already, and it also has a professional speaker. And I also want to highlight this feature we call as acoustic baffle. Okay, so Huawei actually prides itself in embedding artificial intelligence in almost all of its products. Okay, so we embed AI to our storage products, we embed AI to our network switches, embed AI to our smartphones. So IdeaHub is not a different case. So we embedded AI in our IdeaHub so that we can intelligently detect where is the actual meeting environment inside the room. Okay, so via this acoustic baffle using the AI technology of IdeaHub, we can block noises outside the detected meeting environment. So once the AI kicks in, it will identify this is only the radius that I want to detect. This is only the meeting space that I'm detecting. So anything outside or beyond those areas would be completely blocked out in terms of the sounds. Okay, so maybe to give you an idea of how it actually happens. So I play you this video. So again, please tell me if no sound is picking up or coming out of the presentation. So this is how acoustic
Now,
baffle
let's do
works.
a test. Right now, I'm in the pickup area of the IdeaHub. Everyone can clearly hear me, right? Okay, now I'm on the outside and keep talking. But when I come back, you can hear me again. It seems like an invisible wall to separate the internal and external sounds. This is Huawei's acoustic backbone.
Okay, so I just want to explain again what she said. So what happened here in the demo video was this girl is just speaking, she's just talking and talking. And IDEA have actually identified that everything that is beyond or beside these white walls is considered as the meeting area. So once this girl stepped outside of these white walls, anything, any sound, not just coming from her, but any sound that is coming out of that beyond those walls will be blocked out. So that's because of the AI technology that is embedded in the Idea Hub. So that's how it does this kind of feature. And we also support auto framing. I think this is going to be self-explanatory. So once someone stepped outside of the frame, Idea Hub can recenter and auto frame the display so that the remaining participants will be the center of the display in the Idea Hub. And once someone rejoins the meeting area, it will automatically readjust the frames again, the frame again. Okay, and then this one is the intelligent speaker tracking. So this again, this is another AI embedded feature of Idea Hub. So intelligent speaker tracking highlight emphasis on the word intelligent. So maybe I will play this video first and then I'll discuss what happened in the video afterwards.
Gloria, today our topic is Huawei's IdeaHub.
Can you introduce me the function? Automatic tracking of speakers.
No problem. Let me demo it for you. When I'm speaking, the camera can automatically detect and track me.
Then what if we talk in turn?
If we talk in turn, the screen will display both of us, just like this.
Interesting.
Okay, so I hope everyone clearly heard what the two persons are saying on the screen. So I said earlier that emphasis on the word intelligent because it's not just doing the speaker tracking like robotically or parang systematically. So it detects whether a conversation is happening. So that's the keyword, conversation. So between these two people, they are just talking in turns. They're talking simultaneously, one after the other. So person A, person A followed by person B again. So Idea Hub actually identified or found out that, oh, these two persons are not just parang nagsasalita lang sila. They are actually having a conversation between each other. So Idea Hub will detect this. Idea Hub will identify whether a conversation is happening. And what it will do is it will recenter again, or it will show whomever are the conversation participants or whomever is participating in those conversation. So if it's going to be 2 persons, 3 persons, or however number of persons is participating in the conversation, so Idea Hub will show all of them. So that hindi siya magiging dizzy and it will not be very dizzying and nauseating to look at kung zoom lang siya ng zoom kung sino kasalita. Okay. And then this one, okay, so sorry, I think there should be a video here. This is it. Order. So this is again the parang use case video for video conferencing naman to wrap up the second highlight of Idea Hub. Okay, I'll play this one again. Okay, so that's to wrap up the second part. So for the third highlight of IdeaHub is I want to focus on its prosperous cloud ecosystem, or for our different support for third-party cloud partners or software providers. Okay, so device cloud synergy. We support enormous apps that you can install to the IdeaHub. So popular apps are already pre-installed already, like Excel or Chrome or YouTube or LinkedIn. All these popular apps that you basically want in a meeting room or an executive boardroom. So it's already pre-installed in the IdeaHub upon purchase. But if that's not enough, so we also have the Huawei App Gallery. So if you're familiar with, if you have your own Huawei smartphones or Huawei gadgets, so you may be familiar with this Huawei App Gallery. So Huawei App Gallery is also present in IdeaHub, and you can use that to download other applications as well. So there's a whole lot of applications that you can install with your IdeaHub. So it's basically para lang siyang giant tablet that you can use for video conferencing. And web app distribution, so there's also different ways to obtain applications. You can download from a website if you have the file from your PC, you want to transfer it to the IdeaHub, so just copy the installation file via flash drive and then plug it to the USB port, and you can do that. Okay, so other use case of IdeaHub that you can use besides video conferencing and Whiteboard is this, so Bulletin Board. So if you have IdeaHub deployed in the lobby, for example, of your corporate office or some other offices, so you can use IdeaHub as a sort of a bulletin board to announce like corporate announcements, whatever bulletins that you want, so that you can seamlessly push announcements wirelessly. And if you have a lot of IdeaHub, let's say deployed around different branches nationwide, so let's say the customer is going to be a large enterprise entity, they have a lot of branches nationwide, and they have IdeaHub deployed on each branch. So you can just push the bulletin boards on all of them. So using the web UI portal of IdeaHub, you can centrally manage all of them and push the content to all of those devices. And then using this hybrid feature. So again, this is like a carryover from the Huawei smartphones. So hybrid is a sort of like a parang ano siya, idle na display, or like a idle display that you can show on the panel. So let's say you have an upcoming event for your office, so you can use this one, show some agenda for your event. You can customize this one, customize the font, customize the background, etc. So you don't need to do this one on Photoshop. You can just do this one on the IdeaHub itself. Office documents, you can copy it from your flash drive, and then just basically flash it on the screen of IdeaHub. You have your giant IdeaHub already there. You can use different features of IdeaHub to integrate with those documents. Like, of course, the very low writing latency if you want to jot down some notes on top of your document, so you can also do that. And all of these documents can be accessed locally from a local PC or from a cloud storage. Full HD screen recording can be also supported and can be locally saved to the local storage of IdeaHub itself, or to an external storage, or to a cloud storage again. So multiple ways to save your screen recording. And again, open software and hardware. We always highlight this one because we are very open for other partners to integrate with our system. So if they want to collect some data, like for monitoring, if they have their own NMS, for example, they want to centrally manage all of their endpoints, their devices, whatever. We are open for, or we have our own API and open SDK so that they can use it for their development, or to integrate with our own system, or to integrate with their own platform. And using the OPS of IdeaHub, so we can also preferentially boot to a Windows OS, so that we can basically open even more options to the IdeaHub. So we can use Windows-based software that you basically use from your own PCs or from your own laptops, and run that one run that one on the IdeaHub like a giant PC. Okay, so there's multiple ways to use your IdeaHub. It's up to the customers on how they want to use it. Okay, so again, to sum up this third highlight, let me just play this video again, and I'll let this one play so that you can have an idea again of what we talk about for this third highlight. Okay, so basically to end my presentation, I just want to give you a perspective of where IdeaHub actually is in the whole portfolio of Huawei's video conferencing solution. So IdeaHub is actually just one part of it, as you can see here, and there's even more solutions that we can offer in terms of video conferencing. So we have our different dedicated endpoints, dedicated platforms, immersive telepresence solutions, and others that we can customize and provide solutions depending on the actual requirement of our customers. Okay, so there's even more solutions that we can offer in terms of video conferencing and other aspects as well. So that's it for my presentation. So I hope everyone had a good afternoon and have a good afternoon remaining of the day. So that's all. Thank you.